over 1,000 Venezuelan illegal aliens arrested for committing crimes in Chicago during first quarter. 1,000. 1,000. This is what I've been saying. This is what Trump been saying. This is what most people that's been paying attention is saying, that they are not bringing in their brightest, their people that actually want to contribute. They are releasing, especially in Venezuela, they are releasing people from prison and shipping them over here. They're releasing people from the mental facilities and shipping them to the United States. So we are not getting that smart. We are not getting that brightest. We are getting people with mental health issues, and we are getting people that are here to do us harm and commit crimes. And so that's what's going on here. That's why places like Venezuela, crime is going down, because they're sending their worst of their worst to the United States. So there's no one there to commit crimes anymore. It's weird that crimes here in the United States is going up, and places like Venezuela is going down. But we know, again, we know why this is happening, because they're shipping all the criminals here to the United States. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. This comes from Slay News' The Great Frank Bergman. And he reports the latest crime figures have revealed the devastating impact on Chicago from floods of illegal aliens arriving in the Democrat-controlled sanctuary city. During the first 3 months of this year alone, over 1,000 illegal aliens from Venezuela were arrested for committing crimes in Chicago. The news comes amid widespread outrage over additional taxpayer money being used to feed and shelter illegal border crossers. In the first quarter of 2024, Venezuelan illegal aliens were recorded in the crime figures for 609 arrests for driving traffic offenses, 9 violent felonies, 75 violent misdemeanors, 313 other offenses listed as non-violent, and 9 other crimes listed as unknown or not listed. Now, the figures were revealed in an analysis of the city's crime and arrest data by the Chicago Tribune. The data is limited to adults arrested by Chicago police and does not include juveniles or anyone arrested by another agency. So the numbers are probably high. Well, we know it's higher, but the arrest data also does not say when the Venezuelan nationals arrived in the United States. However, Chicago, like many other sanctuary cities and states, have been flooded with illegal aliens under Democrat President Joe Biden's open border policy. And you notice how the media is no longer talking about immigration that much anymore. Now it's all about the protests. I think this is by design. They are orchestrating this chaos in the schools and on the college campuses, so they don't have to talk about Joe Biden's terrible economy, so they don't have to talk about the open borders. But the report comes as there are continued signs of agitation and anger at the migrant influx in response by local government officials to it. The Chicago City Council recently voted 30-18 to approve a request made by Democrat Mayor Brandon Johnson for an additional $70 million in taxpayer funds to help deal with the ongoing migrant crisis. So, of course, just throw more money at it. That'll fix it. Where have we seen that before? Where have we seen that before that it actually worked, I should say? California's been doing the same thing when it comes to the homeless. They've been throwing billions upon billions of dollars at it for years, and still nothing is getting better. And in fact, it's getting worse. And you can say the same thing for this immigration problem. But that money is on top of $150 million assigned to migrant care in the budget already. So they're asking for more money. So that'll be over $200 million, $210 million. Well, according to Johnson's office, the city has at its peak begin dealing with more than 2,000 migrants coming in a week. Nearly 40,000 have arrived since August 2022. Now, Mayor Johnson's office said the funding request was to ensure the city is prepared, quote, should there be any sudden increase in new arrivals sent by Texas Governor Greg Abbott. The city aims to provide basic necessities, including food, shelter, medical care, education, vaccines, case management, and resettlement support. While the normal citizens of Chicago is being left out in the cold, I would add. But Abbott has bused migrants to multiple sanctuary cities that do not cooperate with federal immigration enforcement. The Texas governor says that they should bear the brunt of a national migrant crisis. He believes they have encouraged with their policies. Of course, they're encouraging it. You're basically saying, come on, we're going to support you. We're going to give you money. We're going to give you credit cards. We're going to give you all these things if you get into this country. But the U.S. has been in the grips of a migrant crisis now in its fourth year. Again, ever since Biden got in office. And this is, of course, his policy. His policy is open border. Last fiscal year, there were more than 2.4 million migrant encounters at the southern border. The knock-on efforts in cities across the country are having significant political implications. In Chicago, the council meeting to approve the extra funding was accompanied by significant backlash from residents who say the money should be being spent on the community itself rather than migrants. Quote, the main objection is that there seems to be no end in sight, activist P. Ray easily told Fox News in an interview last week. Every 3 or 4 months, there seems to be some new vote for a massive amount of taxpayer funds to be allocated to illegals, and we have to put a stop to it, or it's gonna bankrupt our city. And I would agree with that. But they don't care about that. You know, leftists don't care about that. They don't care about balancing budgets or anything like that. They just throw money at every single problem and expect that to fix the problem. But let me know what you think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.